Welcome to my new channel. So I've been wanting to make this video for a while now. This is Coco, by the way. Coco is going to be useful in talking about robots in a few minutes, but not just yet. So I've been wanting to make this channel for a while because I am one of the co-host of the Data and Bots podcast, and I mostly study artificial intelligence and data science, but I've just been learning all of this stuff about the mechanical engineering and the hardware side of robotics and all of the things that actually create the robotic systems that we have. And I wanted to talk about my learning because I started to understand, wow, all of these findings that I'm having, everyone else must be having those as well. Or maybe they just have this idea of what robotics is, and they don't really have a realistic understanding of how those pieces fit together. So here's where Coco comes in. Check it out. So we've got Coco here, right? And let's say I want to get Coco to take 2 steps forward. And so I'm like, move your right leg, move your left leg, move your right leg, put your hand up. Someone has to program Coco to do all of those things. There's some code running in the background to get Coco to start moving. That's the only toy I could find in my house that I could try to make that point. So that's why I'm using Coco right now. But I mean, it makes a better point. When you see the Boston Dynamics robots, maybe I'll add an insert there. Those robots, it kind of looks like they're just doing it all on their own, and they're these smart robots with brains that are able to jump and walk and move over things and interact with humans, but that's actually not the case. There's someone on the back end who's programming every single step that robot takes, the interaction that robot is having with the outside world, which if you actually watch those videos, you'll start to realize there actually is no interaction with anyone else. It's just the robot in some really well-defined environment doing some really specific movement, like if it's a jump or a curl or a pull. And I wanted to explore what actually goes into making that a reality. How do you go from just having some endpoint, some function that you want to get your robot to do? I want my robot to wash the dishes. What does that actually look like? In relation to where your robot starts and where your robot ends, how is your robot going to figure out how to enter the kitchen? How is your robot going to figure out how to get to the sink? How is your robot going to figure out how to put their robot hand into the hot water, or even turn on the hot water, put in the dish soap, or are they using a dishwasher? Okay, so how is your robot going to actually grasp the handle of the dishwasher, open that handle, put the dishes in, pull the rack out? Those are all things that you actually have to plan for, or that your robot has to have some intuitive understanding about what that is. And right now, robots don't have that. And this is why I wanted to start talking about the robot brain. So I'll include a few links under this video where if you literally have no idea of what I'm talking about, the big idea is to basically create neural networks, or use deep learning at the moment to create robot tasks or robot learning. So maybe you have some neural network, some basically machine learning AI algorithm that understands how to open up a dishwasher, and you want to have that intelligent system be able to do more than one task. So this is multitask learning, and this is it's not necessarily an open question as in no one has been able to do it, but multitask learning is actually something that's relatively difficult, and some of the newer advances in deep learning have just started to talk about this. So I wanted to explore, so who are the cutting edge companies who are working on this? So on this channel, that's basically what we're going to be talking about. That's what we're going to be exploring. So if you are interested in robotics in artificial intelligence and the robot brain, check out Data and Bots because we're going to be talking about that. And subscribe to this channel because on this channel, I'm going to be sharing with you all of my like wow moments in terms of like what I've learned just as like an AI practitioner, a person who actually creates the models. And maybe I'll even go through some tutorials on running certain notebooks and kind of like looking at multitask learning in robotics. So if that's something that you're interested in, stick around. That's what I'm going to be talking about on this channel. We're probably going to create some more content where Camille and I, who is my other co-host, where we actually talk about this in more depth. But welcome! This is like robotics during quarantine, so let's go!